G'day, today I'm going to have another look at Super Auto Pets. Thank you for those that gave suggestions on what to do. I have definitely myself played this a few more times in the interim and have picked up a few of those things. Certainly that freeze button down the bottom, I think was a big part of it, of making life easier. But, alright, here let's go with what I'm sort of going as my strategy. So definitely one of the big things is that whatever I'm taking at the start here has no indication of what I want towards the end, that I will be saying goodbye to all of these creatures as I go along. One important thing I think is in the very first game, you want to have 3 creatures, no matter what. Because we'll go the cartoony chipmunks, because if you play against someone who's got 3 and you've only got 2, you're going to be in a bit of trouble. Here, the fact that we've got 4 could certainly come in handy. But we're going to lose him to... Generally, if you want at least a tie at the start, so the fact that I'm going to just get away with that with the tie is only just. Generally, my very initial strategy is the logic of having as many people as possible. So we're going to go for... so the fact that the squirrel has the bees on it basically is that there's now 3 people that are going to come up there. The horse is going to benefit him too. So that's what we're working on as the early strategy, is just pure numbers. Now, a lot of times you might get a mosquito come up against you, and that'll sink someone. This guy's build is okay with his 2 horses at the back. Just the problem is that there's no... they don't have anyone to upgrade. But again, we'll just walk away with a draw. And that, as long as we're not losing health, is probably the victory that we can take at the moment. Okay. So, we've got the meat bone coming in, which isn't too bad, especially early. If I've got a bad character, say the cricket, with how low his damage is, if I could put him at the front with that, it wouldn't be too bad. So let's just freeze that for a moment. I don't really want any of these 3 guys. We'll roll. Now, I do like the dodo and I do like the peacock. So, what we'll do, we'll sell him. We'll get the peacock in. Now, the shame is that I'd love to... Okay, so what we'll do is we'll move him. We'll put the dodo in. Then we'll put him in to upgrade all friends. I do like the giraffe too. So we're starting to build a quite nice little layout here. So we'll freeze the giraffe. There's no point in holding on to money, which is definitely something that I did in the last one. So what we do at this point is we want to roll just to get an idea of what's coming up next. And so we can go, all right, cool. Well, we've already got a cricket. We could possibly save him. But I already think we're starting to move away from that original build. So I won't save him at the moment. We will stick with what we've got and end turn. Now, hopefully, this peacock can take out at least 2 guys. Good. So we can see that he will. So we can annihilate like what this guy had as his strong start. Puts us in a good spot to take a victory. Okay. So now what we've got is the giraffe can come in. Because this guy's basically done his duty of giving everyone like around him the update, we'll slot the giraffe in behind the dodo. So I haven't really gone into what my guys are doing. So the way the peacock is going to work is he'll gain 2 attack every time he gets hurt. So having high health is going to be ideal for him. The dodo at the moment as a level 1 will give 50% of his attack to the person in front. Now as it stands, that's the peacock, but that could change later. So we've got the giraffe sitting behind the dodo every level, every single turn, giving the dodo more and more health. So that, and damage, so that when the turn starts, he gives more damage to the peacock. So ideally what we actually want here is something that's going to be very hard to kill. And possibly future plan would be the hippo. Probably be the one that I want. So I'm going to unfreeze that for now. Still have 9 that we can spend. We will have to roll and break our beautiful cohesion of that. Because we still have the horse, it wouldn't possibly hurt to bring in the honey, just to give someone else another animal in there, just in case things are going, like, just in case we need numbers. So what we'll do is we'll give that to the horse, just as so he has possibly that last standing bee will be what gives us the victory. Got another peacock. So we'll chuck that peacock on him just to give him the extra health. We do want to put something on the peacock, and really what we want is the onion in this early stage, but another peacock will also do the job once we can get him in next turn, because that'll up him to getting 4 attack per roll. I do quite like the spider as well. The spider would probably be better suited than the cricket. But I don't know if we want to roll, we want to sort of freeze him to guarantee we get him, because there's possibly other things that we could get that would be better. So we'll end turn there. Alright. You can see a lot of these teams that we're up against are putting their money on their second guy in line. So if our peacock can still be alive to take on that second guy, he's generally going to be doing a fair bit of damage at that stage. Okay, so there's our level 2 peacock. Oh, I do like the deer for these early ones too. I do see a lot of teams playing the swan against me. I suppose, especially early on, that gain of gold that you could get from having swans could certainly really sort of help out a lot. But we'll go the garlic on the peacock to make him even harder to kill. And what we might do is how much am I going to get for him? 1. Let's freeze the deer. Do I want the deer? This guy I'm on the fence with as well. He gains melon armor and then 2+ attack when the friend in front of him faints. So if you say if I put the honey on the dodo and then put him behind that, for example, we say we did it on the giraffe, and he was sitting there, it would mean that the giraffe would die, he would gain 2 attack, then the bee would die, he would gain 2 attack. So he would be up to 5 attack and have melon armor by the time it got to him. On the other hand, he brings out the bus that has pretty good sort of whack with him. So let's go. Let's freeze 2 of them. We'll roll just in case something better comes along. Doesn't. So let's sell cricket. We'll bring in the ox. And we'll freeze that because we want to give that to giraffe next turn. And we'll unfreeze him. Oh, back. Roll again. Cool, I do quite like the kangaroo as well, so we'll freeze him. And we'll freeze that. So it's almost like we've got our plan for what we wanted to spend our next turn doing. Okay, so he'll take out the peacock. Which definitely makes life a little bit trickier for my design. Yeah, I always find that once I start to sort of pivot away from my lots of people into my next sort of layout, that there is always a point where it does start to, or you do lose a couple in there while you're sort of in that transition period. Okay, so let's sell the horse. Put the kangaroo in very last. We'll give the honey to the giraffe, and we'll roll again. And again. We'll freeze the kangaroo. A lot of these do depend on what they put as his very front guy. So the fact, generally if they put something really light in there, that peacock can really wreck shop on what we've got there. Yeah, let's get a level 2 kangaroo. I do like, if you were going down the path of a summon heavy team, the turkey would be a really brilliant end piece, because he would give a lot. But the design here is that we're not going that route. We are going sort of 5 individuals that are going to really do the damage. So let's roll again. We can upgrade him, and we'll give our ever getting stronger dodo more damage reduction as well. And what we really want is to update that dodo. Once he gets to level 2, he'll be giving 100% of his damage to the peacock. But luckily what the peacock's going to do there is get rid of those 2 blowfish without much pain. But this kangaroo is going to certainly cause us too much grief. Sometimes it does really depend on what you're being offered up, and the way that you sort of approach the game. So say my approach might not be, or like the way that I'm planning on playing this might not work for the hand that I'm being dealt. Okay, great. So we will freeze him. And we'll roll one more time. There's our hippo. So we'll freeze there. Okay. So now we're going to have to make some tough choices on the next one and how we slot in our hippo. Guess the bee got rid of the... bee got rid of that guy for us. He was otherwise going to be a real menace. Okay. So I really like having the hippo at the very front of my line, particularly if I can have the dodo sitting right behind him. But to get him in, we're going to have to say goodbye to someone. And that might be the ox. So what we'll do is we will upgrade our giraffe, keep him going. We will say goodbye to the ox. The peacock will move all the way back there. And then the hippo is going to come forward to the very front. And we'll give him the onion. We've got 2 more rolls in it as well. Now that guy is going to replace... So what he does is he gives 3+ to the most far right person, which will be the hippo. I quite like the camel as well. If you've got the camel and the kangaroo sort of sitting side by side, it means that every time that the camel gets hurt, he gives health and damage to the kangaroo, and the kangaroo gains health and damage. So as a 1-2 hit combo, those two I do quite like together as well. But I think the dodo is going to be doing some good work for me for a while. And hopefully we can see the hippo start to really make some waves. Let's roll one more time. The tricky thing is even going to be whether I can keep the kangaroo, or if I could obviously get rid of the giraffe to bring in the monkey, but also if I can keep the giraffe and bring in the monkey so that the giraffe's updating the dodo and the monkey's upgrading the hippo, it could be a really strong sort of front two. So let's see. Probably could have saved that kangaroo actually. So the question's really going to be, there you go, there's a camel-kangaroo combination right there. That kangaroo is going to cause some real headaches for me. You can see he's got a monkey sitting in there too. So The scorpion really fascinates me. He's so weak, but if you put him as a combination with the sell him. If you had him working in combination with the whale, I think that would be a really interesting combination. Just think about how we approach this. Let's say goodbye to the peacock. We'll shift everyone else back. Put him right at the very front. No, because then uh, he's gonna steal the glory of what I want the hippo to get. But I mean, if I kept making him stronger and stronger, and every time he hit anyone, he was killing them, it'd be a real pain train. All right, so what we'll do is we'll keep an eye out for the whale. The other thing I really want that I'm not seeing much of is benefits over here that are long-term ones, like the salads and the pears. That's what we really want to start to see. But now I guess instead of rolling to try and get something else, we'll just give that to the monkey, just so that he can possibly do a bit more of a big hit. Actually, possibly we should have given that to the giraffe, since the giraffe's so, like, he's got health, he just doesn't have much in the way of power. And we're starting to reach the point where the giraffe's going to be a little bit of a liability in our setup. And it's a real shame that I haven't been able to update the dodo at all. Like, that's where we sort of mean that... Now, this is where we could get handy that this these light little guys that are coming in that mean that the... I'll say that the hippo can do good work, but definitely that fell to the wayside pretty quick there. Alright, but we've got enough time that we'll definitely play 2 games here, but we'll see how we go. Similar strategies. So we'll go horse at the back, bring the cricket straight in. We obviously want a third thing. Go without the beaver at the moment. We'll go the pig. And we'll roll the pig at the very start. We'll freeze that. So we want the pig just to... The pig's going to get killed no matter what. But he may as well just be a real good knockout punch that if someone's put in something really good at the very start, he'll say goodbye to it quick. We will go the Danish pencils. This will be a pretty even-handed fight here, I would say. It's going to be a draw. Oh, except his horse is... Oh no, his horse doesn't even withstand it. Okay. Let's give that to the cricket. Let's bring in the ant. Let's roll again. I guess we're bringing in a fish. We'll move him back. Just so that the ant's got a chance to give his bonuses to the fish. Who could, Actually, no, because neither of these two guys summon anything. We could put the horse in front of them. So that the ant definitely benefits the fish, who's our, I guess, our strongest guy. Might be able to withstand the hit of 2 things. Ugh. Just like that. And we don't get the win. But we'll take it. Okay, we will sell the pig. We don't want him all the way forward, so we'll shift him forward. Bring... I don't want the horse to accidentally get... We want them to sort of operate separately at the moment. We'll roll. Swan I would like. I would also like the cricket, so let's sell him. We'll sell him. Put in a second cricket, and then we'll put in the swan. So this is part of the way that I will look at the strategy of how you bring in these guys. Instinctively, you want to put these guys on each other, but the strategy that I'm going is that they give one attack to everything as a two. If I had a third one and I combine them, they'll give two attack as a single square. But for now, having them separate is going to be more benefit to all the summons that I have. I don't want the spider though, so we'll put the cricket on there, and then we will bring in the spider. Now, possibly I could have gone spider, cricket, cricket, horse, horse, but I do want that swan giving me that little bit of money. I think that if you can get a swan nice and early, it's worthwhile. There we go. Well, there's our dodo and our peacock. So let's go combine the horses. Move those two back. We'll put the peacock in front. What do you want to do? Kind of like the idea of gaining money, a little bit extra for a bit. It's not a strategy I've done much before. We know this was my strategy last time, so let's see how we can do without it. So we'll sell him, and we will bring the dodo in. And then what we'll do is we'll give the peacock the extra punch. And we may as well give the bone attack to someone else too. So let's just have them trying to heavy hit so that whatever they go against, they can knock them out. Like I said, a lot of people, like I do, tend to put their strongest people at the very front of their line. So if we can counter that, I mean, this guy hasn't because his mosquito's massive. But there we go. Turtle at the end of the line is a bad choice too. Have his turtle before his mosquito there. Alright, so there's something that we didn't get at all last time, which was a second dodo. We'll give the onion to the peacock. We will hold on to the meat bone for now. We'll roll again. It's a second swan. It's my camel. And a second spider. So let's go. We're going to sell him. We'll bring in the swan. We'll sell him. We'll move them back. And we'll bring in the camel. So our early strategy here is going to be that we're hopefully winning it in these three. The camel will benefit this guy certainly. And then these two are just making us a little bit of money. Let's see if we can make money faster. That sort of gives us a long-term benefit. Possibly the fact that... I suppose the dodo giving him the extra health is what's really pushing that guy along. Ugh. Yeah, that's that. Again, that period where I'm not strong enough to have just made a sudden transition. But there we go. The dodo will now make him significantly stronger. The whale, like I said, the whale with the scorpion I think would be a really neat combination as his first two. But I don't want to start saving him now because I'm not going to get the scorpion for a long time. And I don't think that there's any benefit to sort of trying to lock up any of these guys. But because we've got so many coins, we can do a few more rolls in terms of what we're looking at. We'll combine two swans. I obviously will want to combine the three, but if I were to do that, I would have to sort of bring someone else in. So it could possibly be the dodo. Let's just roll twice more and see what else we can get. I have a second camel too. We'll freeze him. We'll unfreeze that because we don't really need it anymore. And we'll roll one more time. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll combine the swans to there. Oh, we can have the dolphin instead. Yeah, let's just chuck a dolphin in at the back. Um, depends on how much we consider that we're going to have long term. What the team is we're looking at right now. Let's end the turn there. Let's see how we go with our dolphin. So what the dolphin will do is he'll do 5 damage to the weakest person on the other team to start the fight. So hopefully it knocks someone out this stage. Cool. And the fact that that spider's gone where he's only got one available spot means that he only gets one sort of person in replace of him, which is good. Oh, so close. Now, because I've got a lot of people I still intend on bringing in, I might use that. So that sort of increases the health, permanently the health of all and damage for all the people that are in the store. Because what I can do is, because I'm getting 12 coins, if I make no moves on this particular turn, and like I don't roll at all, then I can purchase 4 things. That's where the swan is helping out at the moment. Okay. Would like to get more health on that peacock. The fact that I haven't gotten a giraffe at all is a real bummer on that long-term goal. That dog's going to grief me a little bit, I'm sure. I always hate a good kangaroo. Okay. There we go. So there's a... Let's see what we can do here. So if we go pair, that'll help him out. We can upgrade our camel. So our camel now becomes level 2. I do like the shark. If you were playing a system that you were using 3 guys who all had summons to them, so say the ram, the spider, probably the deer, and then had a turkey, and then you had a shark at the end of that. So he was gaining health and for every single time any of those died, he could end up being a real big threat. Now, even in this case here, if I got... So the dolphin's doing 5 damage at the start, and then he can do a 5 and 7. If I have this guy sitting there and he survives the 1, 2, 3, 4 deaths of them, then he's going to be doing, 14 damage and have 9 health. He could be a real good punch at the end there. So is he better than the dolphin? We'll go yes for now. So we'll sell him. We'll bring him in. We will freeze that dolphin for a second and we'll roll just to make sure there's nothing better that comes along. And there kind of is. What we will do is we will give the camel the... Well, actually, we'll give the swan the bee, because then that means an extra 1 thing will die and the shark will gain a little bit more. Probably the health that the shark's going to have that's going to make him valuable here. Oh, there we go. Shark's going to do some heavy lifting, it looks like. There we go. All hail the shark. Okay. So let's have a look at what we've got here. Giving all my sort of 3 of my random pets, that is quite nice. Being able to give a specific one, the apple wouldn't be bad in that I can give it to the peacock. And I can give him, I can upgrade the swan. Again, I don't know, let's go the sushi. Hopefully we get it beautiful, probably the 3 that need it most. What we'll do is I only want 2 of these things at most down here, and the apple would be a bit of a stretch there. It's really just the swan. So we'll do a few rolls because we know that if that has to be basically 6 to otherwise be worthwhile. Really haven't come across anything of much worth. So what we'll do is we will go the swan. Because we don't have anything on the camel, we might give him the chili just to try and hopefully in the mid-range of the game cause some grief. always a shame to see my peacock go out in the first hit. Oh, this is going to be shark v shark here. Maybe I need to put like some honey on the shark just to have him with a bit more of a soft touch. Okay, so that he can survive that little bit extra. Now the turtle's quite handy too, in that the turtle will give a melon shield to who's ever sitting behind him, which would be the peacock. If I put him at the very front, would be the peacock, which means the peacock would survive an extra hit. However, it would mean the peacock doesn't get hurt on that first hit, so he doesn't actually sort of do too much. So let's think, what can we change up here? So we've got the giraffe, so I could put him in to the swan and start to upgrade the dodo. But it does feel like we're very late in the game to be bringing someone as sort of ineffective as what the giraffe is. I could get rid of the swan, shift these three guys back and put the scorpion in the front just to let the scorpion try and do some real early damage. It would be a shame to lose the swan's thing, but I suppose the camel's then going to give the shark extra oomph as well. I do like the swan's gold, but I think that basically we've run the swan's gold as far as we can take it. Thank you for your service, Swan. So we'll move these three guys back. We will freeze him for now. And we will just roll a couple of times to see if there's anything of value that we can get here. Now what I might do is use the sushi now, because the point of the scorpion isn't really going to be staying alive long. He's just going to be in there for a really cheap one punch, kill whatever's in front of him. So we'll take that and we'll roll again. So with this we can take the dodo again. We can bring in our scorpion. And we can give a piece of experience to someone. And I'm going to give it to the shark. Because I reckon the faster we can have the shark being even more dominant, the better. So let's see how the scorpion goes for us. Oh. Perfect move for the scorpion. Just knock out a guy that big. Problem is that the rest of my team is not set for that. You see guys that are wearing the hats, and especially the ones that are wearing give a pet extra life. I mean, it would be great to give to him, but I realize that his ability is his knockout poison attack, right? I assume that that's what the nuts are, so I can't give him something else. So let's roll again. Okay, cool. So we can give... I wonder what would happen if I leveled him, if he gets anything, but we'll give that to the shark. We'll give the pair... Oh, well, let's freeze the pair for now, and we'll roll again. Cool. We can give that to the dodo. And he gives 150% to the peacock. Now the snake seems like an interesting one if he's sitting behind someone that I expect to last a while. He's one I haven't really used yet, but I'm definitely interested in. Roll again. There's another shark for us, so we'll freeze him. And we'll roll one more time. There's another dodo, but we actually don't need him anymore because our dodo's maxed out. Now the fly, I do quite like. So the fly summons a 5x5 fly in its place, works 3 times per turn. Now that's valuable because if I take out the camel, put him there, it means that each one of these guys will get replaced by another person, which means that by the time the shark comes out, he's going to be a beast. But we have to survive this next round because otherwise we're cooked. So we're going to need to see the peacock do some serious name taking. Again, that scorpion is going to... Oh, there goes the shark to start with. Oh, We'll take it. We will take it. Ain't pretty, but we'll take it. Okay, so we will say thank you for your service to the camel. We'll bring in the fly. We'll upgrade the shark. Okay, so let's try and get the peacock a bit more alive. And just for the shark's sake, let's give the fly that honey. Well, that's a bit of a waste of that. Oh, we took out 2 guys. Luckily, the shark came in for the save. I really do need to get something on the shark. I should put the honey on the shark, really. Okay. So let's start off with a pair on peacock. Let's roll. You really have to be looking at these newer guys coming in. Let's go. We don't have room for garlic on anyone. I could put it on the shark, but let's go sushi on everyone. Just in case I mean, since we don't really have any other money anywhere else to spend our money there, we may as well try and get the shark to survive a little bit longer. Here we go. Oh, is he going to get through the melon armor? That snake is casting shapes there for him. Bust. That's the end of us. Not bad. There we go. Any questions or comments, feel free to chuck them below. But till next time, catch you later. See ya.